minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I think I remember a time in the past when we were getting ready to do the show with Carol Ann when one of the callers said, you know, I love a rainy day listening to In the Garden with Carol Ann. I can see that. If I was out there, I would say, yeah, this is going to be great. I'll sit on the porch, watch the rain, listen to the radio. Right?
Get you another cup of coffee kind of thing.
No politics happens in this show. It's just a great, beautiful...
Or we try not to, at least.
No, you do good. That's what I think that's one of the main reasons I like this show.
Right.
It's a break from all that other stuff.
Oh, the other stuff that goes on.
My gosh.
Yeah. And I think I even put, you know, when I did the reminder for today, a rainy Tuesday morning, so why not just tune your radio into us? I think these guys got a short in them somewhere.
Are you cutting in and out?
It keeps,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll figure it out.
The headphones.
We'll make it, the headphones. You get a little, yeah. Actually, it was those. I guess those do have a break, but this one is, I don't know, it's better now. So it's all good. It's all good.
If you would like to call in to the radio show and speak to Carol Ann, please know that you are invited to do that. The number is 622-9622. If you're watching on the streaming video, there you'll be able to see Carol Ann. Sometimes there's a visual. Other times you might want to place a visual, like a photo, on Carol Ann's Facebook page.
Right.
Which is called In the Garden.
In the Garden, that's right.
The Facebook group, I call you.
Yeah, it's a Facebook group page. Just ask to join, and I don't see anybody new trying to come on. And if you sometime if it doesn't show up or I don't get back to you, just post it again or something like that. Because maybe sometimes it doesn't show up. I try to get right on them.
Okay.
I don't see anybody, but no, please do. I mean, I do the reminders. If you want, want to be reminded, maybe you're at work or whatever, you get busy on Tuesday mornings, it's your day off, and you want something that it'll pop up on your Facebook feed to let you know. And Joe Niles has posted the video on the saving the bees by planting these, and also just that little thing and I saw it on Facebook earlier in the week. Growing your own tomatoes is the best way to devote 3 months of your life to saving $2.17.
I saw that too.
Actually, you're probably spending more than that sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes, but and then of course the big butt tree I had seen as another post.
That was a cute one.
That was cute. Yeah.
So what was so okay? So if I grow tomatoes, I'm not saving money?
You could be. I mean, it's one of those things that we amend the soil. We go out and we buy the plants. We buy the tomato cage. We buy fertilizer. We do this and that. And if you're successful, and you don't have to buy soil year after year kind of thing. Excuse me, usually your fertilizers will last a couple of years. It's more over a joke, but, sometimes some years, you don't get much out of it, depending on, something goes wrong, a storm maybe blows down some of your plants or things like that. But it's just one of those running jokes.
Did you see the follow up to the hail on the watermelon field story?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay, did you hear the hail on the watermelon field story? Mm-mm. Okay, well, we had hail?
we had hail the other day. Yeah, a couple areas had some hail. Some that it almost looked, when you looked at pictures on the ground, looked like snow.
Yeah. So there was a watermelon field that apparently had lots of damage from... But the watermelons weren't ready. They weren't growing yet.
Right. So it's just the leaves.
Plants.
Right.
Well, apparently they're doing okay now. So that's
and like I've said before, a plant can lose, I think it's 30% of its leaf mass and still produce. So that's why we don't worry too much. You don't panic over a few chewed leaves. 30% of the leaves can be gone and it will still produce a full crop. So the damage that occurred, the plants were small and young, so it's a good, better now than in 2 months. When there's decent sized fruit that's
and they
trying
could have
to
been damaged,
right? They would have, they'd have been beat up, and if not broken up, bruised badly to where they could possibly begin to rot. Or fungal problems begin to happen to the fruit itself.
Well, when I looked up the story, you know how Google will give you other suggestions. So it did show me some, I guess, watermelons that have been destroyed in years past, or a different place or something.
Sure.
And they got holes in them.
Great big.
Somebody shot them with a BB gun.
Right. That you think of the damage it'll do to your car.
Yeah.
And that a piece of fruit. I mean, even though a melon watermelon is sort of hard shelled, it's still not indestructible. It's, you drop a watermelon, it's going to break. Kind of thing. So you start pelting it with little ice balls, it's gonna be damaged. So hopefully, and usually, luckily for us, most of the time in the summer months, or once it's warmer and things are growing, we don't have a big issue with the hail.
So the follow-up question to my question about the tomatoes is there a plant? Thank you so much, Robin. Is there a plant, a vegetable that I could grow that would easily be worth it and save me whatever it would cost? Like, would it be lettuce? Would that grow or onions? So that the amount of money you save is actually greater.
Actually, probably lettuce is one of those things, especially because we can grow lettuce for that extended time in the cooler months. It's not something we grow in the summer. But in the wintertime, it grows, and even this year, apparently cabbage would have been a good one to do, because I don't think cabbage ever really came down in price to where it used to come down to. Of course, that probably is just showing my age a little bit, but it does seem to have been getting more expensive in the stores than what it was just a few years ago. And we grow it here in Florida, so it's not as if it has to be trucked in from far away. There is a Florida crop with that. Some other things, potatoes I've never really gotten a huge crop out of for what I've spent for my potato starts, but they are so good. Green beans, you get an abundance of green beans when planting just a few. I've planted a small, if you think about a 4 foot by 4 foot section, that's maybe a little bigger, a little wider. I'm not sure how wide the desk is here, the table.
Maybe 4.
It might be 4, might be 40 inches. But even if you figure that, because your spacing is, you're never going to plant right on the edge of the bed. That little area there was producing one year for me green beans more than I could consume on a regular, in that period of weeks that you take. And then either if you're someone who likes to can, you can can them, or you can freeze them. Blanch it and freeze it.
So from a money point of view, what's the better way to do it? With seeds or with small plants that you get from a nursery?
Seed, if you can do it. Especially something like a green bean. Well, because you get a lot more seeds in the package.
And they grow.
And they'll grow. Dependable? Right. Your germination rate on those is, because they have to be. The companies can't have something that you're going to pay $2.35 for.
Good point.
And that your germination rate is less, usually your germination rate, I think, on your packaged seeds is around a 95% germination rate. And it has to be that high. And they test them. That's why seed racks, go off the floors, or why they have a date on the back of those seed packages. And it's usually 1 year. That they will say that in 1 year, that year period, your germination rate will stay up there at that 95 percentile, maybe even higher than that. Each year after that, it can begin to decrease unless they're kept in the optimum conditions, which usually, just under air conditioning isn't quite optimum. They're in paper envelopes, which is good, not holding moisture in, but the better thing would be to be colder be able to save them. But like green beans, we used to do, when it was more active over at the extension office, and years ago when me and Bill Miranda, if anybody remembers him, we would get like a 1/4 pound of green bean seed from Seminole, because you could buy it bulk. And you'd get, the Ziploc bag with a 1/4 pound of seed. That was 4 years worth of seed.
And did they last for
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
4, 5, 6 years. You kept planting, because we'd keep them in the fridge. We'd plant it, close it up, and put it back in the fridge. And that's, you store them in a bag in the bottom, in the crisper drawer in the fridge, and you're good to go. If you can put it like a little brown lunch bag, just tape it up, write the date for that year, or if they're your spring seeds or fall seeds. Because if you get a package of tomato seed that's got 25 seed in it, you're not going to plant 25 plants of that same tomato unless you're going into production. you might plant 6 of those seeds, hoping to get 4 plants that reach maturity, and maybe you get 5. You plant them out, you might lose 1, but you're getting, getting plenty. Or you end up with all 6 of them come up, and you're sharing with your friends or neighbors. So it makes it, if you've got the space, if you've got the inclination to start seed, it's much more effective, or efficient, cost effective. But if you don't, you don't have the way to, get that little guy without him getting spindly and thin. You go out and buy the plants, though they can be a little pricey. But if you can get like the multi-packs at a reasonable price, you get them and share them with, go together with somebody else doing a garden.
All right, so let me ask you something. If you do grow, let's say, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Can you harvest the tomato seeds for next year?
If you're growing the heirlooms. The heirloom tomatoes, the hybrids don't come necessarily true to seed, and the hybrids have been bred to have specific positive traits, whether or not it's even-sized fruiting, disease resistance in particular. That's, when you're buying those fruits, and if anybody's ever, I don't think I have, yes, I do have a catalog with me. It's not this year's, only I carry around. This was last year's catalog.
What is that catalog for?
This is Totally Tomatoes. It's a seed catalog.
Oh, wow.
But there's ones, I was just seeing if
So different varieties of tomatoes?
Different varieties of tomatoes, as well as they do peppers and less on cucumbers and things like that, but mostly tomatoes, any kind of tomato you can want. You've got your Goliaths, your big ones, which Goliath actually is a variety of tomato. Your large hybrids, and some of these have the initials on them, VFFT, and then S, capital S, small t. Those are all diseases or nematodes, if it's got an N, that they are resistant to.
Oh, okay.
And that's what makes them a hybrid. The heirlooms may be resistant to some of the same ones, but it's not consistent.
Are they naturally resistant, or did science do something?
Heirloom would be naturally resistant, or that you've selected, if you have been a grower, say your seeds have been handed down from family member to family member, it's that they were taken off the best plant. That was the best tomatoes out of there, and then harvested, those saved.
If every single time you're here, I always think I'm going to do this.
Yeah, we need to set you up. I got a couple of big fabric bags.
Other stuff, though.
I got mine planted. I turned a sprinkler. Well, I don't have to water today. Yeah.
All right, you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
See, we're getting a nice little rain again this morning.
Yes.
I ended up with 6/10 yesterday, and I just came in. I ran outside real quick, and my gauge has got pretty close to half an inch now, and it looks like it might still rain for another hour or two. So
nice.
Thank God we're getting pretty dry out there.
We sure have been. It has been a dry winter, early spring, but that's not unusual for us. That's this time of year happens to usually be our dry season. Now that we're coming into April, a lot of times we're dry even into May. The April showers bring May flowers thing does not generally mean Central Florida.
I noticed that.
Flowers, a neighbor in our subdivision, their Easter lilies are, I believe they're Easter lilies are in beautiful, full bloom right now.
Yeah.
And when I drive by, I almost stop the car, roll the window down, and just stare at them for a little bit because they're really gorgeous.
Sure.
Usually Easter lilies around Easter, but Easter's pretty late this year, huh?
Easter lilies, I think they just took favor for that because they were something that was blooming many years. If you buy an Easter lily and you enjoy it, because they're sort of held and forced for the Easter season, because if Easter is in March, we'll have Easter lilies in the store. If it's not until the end of April, guess what? We still have Easter lilies for the store. So they've been handled to where they will be blooming when Easter's coming. If you buy that plant, take it home, enjoy the bloom, then put it in the ground. Next year, it's going to come up when it's supposed to. And that's probably going to be, if theirs is blooming now, that's when it's supposed to bloom. It's unless they've bought some, but I know we don't have any of the actual Easter lily. That's the white lily. That's that taller one with a large white bloom.
Yeah, the ones he has are colorful. They're all different kind of colors.
Okay, his are Asiatic lilies, probably.
Okay, can you buy those in a bulk form here?
You know what? I'm not real sure, because that would probably be something you'd be finding in the fall in order to put in the ground in, say, like September or something like that, September, October, so that they would be coming up in springtime. You can buy the plants, and a lot of times the stores will actually, when the flowers are faded or they're just down to 1 or 2 buds on them, will mark those down real well, because once those flowers are finished, that plant pretty much is done for the year. The green will persist for a while. It will die back. That's okay. You put them in the ground. Next year, it will come back when they ought to. And then you'll just have them coming up at the time of year when they are ready to come up.
Well, with that lily being in full bloom right now, would it be sensitive to, let's say, we get a little bit of a cold spell?
If we were to get a frost right now, yeah, they would probably knock those flowers and those buds right off. Yeah.
Well, they certainly are beautiful, and more or less it's kind of like the first really flower of the season, isn't it?
Not really, and not for us. I mean, we have so many different ones that'll do. Like I said, they're the Asiatics, so they're not native to this area. They're something we bring in, we plant because they're very vibrant colors. You've got some of them, the oranges and things like that. Now, if they've got daylilies that are just moreover they're yellow, the leaves are more grassy like. Those are ones that are, they're going to, again, come up when they want, when they're going to, and that those will bloom for a longer period of time. But those are usually, people will plant a whole bed of those, or a whole fence line kind of thing where you have a whole row of them, because they're much prettier in the long run planted in a large group.
When I was living up north, one of my favorite flowers was the daffodil that would be a spring flower, and they were so beautiful. But you don't see the daffodils down here.
No, daffodils don't like the fact that we don't have much of a winter. We can sometimes. I think there's some hybrids that might be able to survive and come up and bloom. I would say consistently each winter, not needing that hard or extended cold weather, but you'd probably have to talk to do some research and find out where to get those. Narcissus, which are the paper whites, a lot of times those will come back up and bloom, but I don't think they're super consistent for us unless you take the bulb up out of the ground in fall, trim everything off, let them dry some, refrigerate them, bring them back out, put them back in the ground, which can be a tedious task.
Would the same thing be true for tulips?
Yes. Yes, usually enjoy the tulips and throw them away or send them back to whoever sent them to you, because you do have, the only way those are going to rebloom is if you take them up out of the ground, clean them, dry them, store them somewhere that's cold. Again, not in your fridge where you're going to store other produce, because it'll cause them to rot.
Okay, well, thank you, and enjoy the rain.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Real quickly, let me mention the phone number if you would like to call in, as Hugh just did. The number is 352-622-9622, and it's the second day of April. Is this a good time to start?
Actually, you'd have probably done a little better if you'd have started a few weeks back.
Oh, okay.
But if you've got small plants for your peppers and tomatoes and things like that, go ahead, put them in the ground. It's not too late. I know there's some people who won't plant their garden until Easter because of cold spells that can happen. But I don't think I've ever really had
So somebody moving from up north who's used to
Right.
waiting, and now they hear you say that, if they went to the nursery, for example, and got the small plants, well, those plants have been around for a couple of weeks.
Right. So they could be put in the ground, but I wouldn't be waiting too much longer, only because our temperatures do begin to heat up, and tomatoes, peppers will do fine. Peppers will do fine. Eggplant will do fine. Tomatoes are the ones that are more cold, or not cold, temperature sensitive, in that if the nighttime temperatures are getting up above like 65 degrees at night consistently, they will stop setting fruit. And if they get down below like 60 degrees, like right now, they're not going to generally set too much fruit. We've been in the 50s overnight, but that's okay because the plant is growing. The plant's growing, getting mature, and they may even put a few flowers on that never do anything, but that's also encouraging some of the bees and things like that to come by and visit the garden, which are going to help you with all your other pollination. So it's a good thing. And I did the other day, I did post when I played last week in the garden, I did plant my apple tree up. He's 20 inches. I was wrong. I didn't read the ruler right. He's 20 inches tall.
Really?
But he's in a bigger pot now. So look out. He should start to do some growing. Bigger pot, fresh soil.
And leaves up and down the whole
And
thing,
leaves.
huh?
The bottom part doesn't have leaves
Oh,
on
really?
it. No,
Really?
the bottom doesn't have any leaves. So it's, where's my X on here? I'm trying to close that thing out. But,
I have mine. I think I told you I have mine in a half whiskey barrel.
Right.
It's a half whiskey barrel I got from you guys, from Lowe's.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I don't know if that's really a real whiskey barrel or somebody just makes that. I don't know.
no, they're actually they're the burnt on the inside. They're
really?
Yeah, and sometimes when we have them, if they're sitting upside right and they get water in them, oh, you smell the whiskey.
Really?
Oh yeah, we've had them actually that were Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels, and you come walking by, going, whoa, yeah.
Oh, really?
That was a real Jack Daniel's.
And that doesn't affect the plant?
No,
that you put
no,
in
it
it?
doesn't hurt it. No. And actually, the char on the inside of the oak barrel is probably good for the plant and that. So.
Oh, really?
And even what might be left of the whiskey probably is good for it. You think of some of these home remedy things that are telling you to use beer and other alcohol, for pest control and things like that. That's that has alcohol too. Why can't I make that go away?
We're up against the break just about. We got about 2 minutes before we have to head over to the break. If you would like to call in, you are welcome to. Please know that Carol Ann does this for a full hour, so you got a half hour left. Plenty of time for you to chat with Carol Ann. It doesn't have to be a question. You might just want to tell Carol Ann how you used to do it up north, or ask, how do I do it differently down here now that I moved here, or whatever. And,
whatever you got.
And I do have one Yankee question for you. Okay.
We'll take those.
Because we share this.
Right.
It has nothing to do with plants.
Oh, okay.
What did you call a meatball sub with cheese up in New Jersey? If you ordered it from like a,
from the deli.
Right.
Yeah,
what would you call it?
Meatball sub
with cheese. If you had cheese on it, what would you call it?
I think for me it would have still been just a meatball sub.
Meatball sub. Okay. We called it meatball parmesan. And yesterday the lady said, "Oh, you have to put your own Parmesan." I said, "Oh, that just means cheese."
Well, because we always put mozzarella on it, not Parmesan. Not
right, correct.
Parmesan.
Yeah.
And Parmesan makes me think of something that's baked, like an eggplant or a chicken or
maybe
veal.
It was a regional thing where I grew up. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay.
Could be.
Has nothing to do with plants. All right.
No.
All right. The phone number here is 622-9622. We are up against the break, so let's take that break right now. If you are watching on the video and you would like to share that video with somebody, we do record these and put them up on YouTube and also on Carol Ann's Facebook page, which is called In the Garden, so you can get it there. If you go to YouTube and put in the Garden with Carol Ann, you will see
all of them.
A gazillion of them. A gazillion.
A gazillion, yep.
And we even did some bonus ones one time where you were showing how to
we had
start tomato plants,
this was a few years back, yep.
I always think we should do that again, do something similar.
We need to have some fun with that, yep.
All right, let's take that break, and we will be back. 622-9622 gets you on the air to talk to Carol Ann in about 3.5 or 4 minutes. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Tuesday will start with plenty of clouds. Look for a shower and thunderstorm around, especially through the morning and midday hours. Then look for some sun at times in the afternoon as it becomes breezy. Today's high 74 to 78. Tuesday night will become mainly clear and quite cool. Lows ranging from the upper 40s and low 50s inland to around 60 along the coast. For Wednesday, sunshine and some clouds. A nice day, the high 73 to 77. Thursday, partly sunny, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump on Twitter says he's the best thing to ever happen to Puerto Rico, but that the politicians there are incompetent. Senate Democrats blocked a disaster bill stripped of hurricane relief funding for the island. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the administration's sitting on billions already approved.
And this is more than a year after they were appropriated by Congress. $20 billion sitting there as people suffer.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
This is no time for our colleagues across the aisle to prioritize a political fight with the president ahead of the urgent needs of communities across our country.
The blocked bill does include new money for Midwest flooding relief. Pope Francis issues a statement saying women have legitimate claims to seek more equality in the Catholic Church. He's not going so far as suggesting that women be allowed to become priests or that they necessarily be placed in Vatican leadership positions. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how.
This month, get a 5-quart jug of Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil plus a Napa Platinum Oil Filter for $21.98. That's a pretty unbelievable deal. But trust us, it's totally real, but only for a limited time. So get Napa Full Synthetic and a Napa Platinum Oil Filter for $21.98 today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 4/30/19.
Pros know doing it right means getting more bang for your buck because putting more toward your bottom line is good for business. Lowe's does it right with savings on the brands you trust during our Stock the Shop event, like DeWalt, Irwin, Bostitch, and more. Now save $50 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 2-tool combo kit, including a drill, impact driver, charger, and 2 batteries for just $179. Find even more great deals during our Spring Black Friday sale going on now. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 4/7. See store for details. U.S. only.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A home security camera did its job when it captured strikingly clear video images of a burglar rummaging through a home in Ocklawaha. The video has gone locally viral, and the sheriff's office hopes someone can help identify the thief. Florida's Agency for Healthcare Administration says changes are coming to Florida's Medicaid services. A meeting today in Mount Dora will solicit ideas from the public to save the 100-year-old Royal Palm Railroad. A bill approved by a Senate committee would make it more difficult to amend Florida's Constitution. Lifeguards rescued more than 100 people from rough surf in Volusia County yesterday. Governor Ron DeSantis is holding SunPass vendor Conduit responsible for problems plaguing the toll collection service. SpaceX's first commercial payload aboard a Falcon Heavy rocket is set to take place on Sunday from the Kennedy Space Center, and the Florida Aquarium will unveil Moon Bay, described as an interactive experience to touch moon jelly jellyfish. And that is your news brief from The Source. In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you to who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today at manganinsurance.com.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
All right, that's our cue right there, Caroline. All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to In the Garden with Caroline. You're spending your rainy Tuesday morning with Caroline Baldwin, and so it's a great way to spend time on the radio.
It's always fun. And if it's raining, you got your cup of coffee and you got or your tea, as we were just talking about, different flavors. Oh, and you know what? You can now buy and I may be tempted to buy one for myself because I am a tea drinker. I am one of those few people. I don't drink coffee. But I have to have my hot beverage in the morning.
Have you always been a tea?
I've never drank
hot tea.
I drink iced tea also, but I've never drank coffee.
The straight.
It gets sugar. I get sugar.
But I mean the straight black, what is it called? Orange Pico, whatever they call it.
Orange and black Pico. Yeah, Red Rose. It's a.
You don't go for the Earl Grey and all those other ones.
I mean, Earl Grey's a nice tea.
Yeah,
I do like Earl Grey tea. But me and my Red Rose, it's.
So have you ever grown the leaves that make the tea?
No, that's what I was going to say. You can actually buy that specific camellia because it is a camellia. Sinensis, one of the camellias, I think it's Camellia sinensis. Smaller flower, so it's not really grown as the ornamental, though it does bloom. But you can buy them now. It's like, now I'm tempted. I may need to buy one. I have a shaded yard.
Now, that would be an example of paying a lot of money for something just to grow it.
Just to have it, yeah. I mean, but no, once I have it, I mean, if I may not get a lot out of it unless I were to plant a lot. But it would be just kind of fun to do. One of those weird things. See, now one year, JB and I had bought, I think it was 3 plants each, because you could get 3 packs at that time, of 10 varieties of tomatoes. That's a lot of different tomatoes, especially when there was only 3 of us in the house. But the thought was we were going to have a tomato party, tomato tasting, get cheese and find some wines or whatever that would go nice with ripe tomato and see which ones were better. We had like 3 different kinds of cherry tomato. We had a bunch of different kinds of tomatoes.
That sounds like a good.
And it was going to be a lot of fun. And thank God I hadn't started really planning it because I had a blight come through. And every morning I was throwing away at least 1 tomato plant out of the ground because you get up in the morning, it's just wilted. It was a blight. Went through and wiped out of those 30 tomatoes, probably 28 of them. I had 2 tomato plants left that actually produced any fruit. So that's one of those ones that, you spent, we probably, at that amount, probably spent, and we're talking, here we go. Here comes the age thing. Probably $10 in plants. And you can do that now with 3 plants. And ended up with 2 plants that produced fruit. But it's
So when you're in your tomato tasting party, how would you, and your guests taste? Would you just cut them, or would you put them on a sandwich?
I would have cut them and put them in a bowls, labeled underneath. Taste the tomato. Might have done like a caprese.
What is your thought? Yeah. I mean, what is your favorite?
I love, when it comes to a cherry tomato, I love the Sweet 100. It's a small, pop it in your mouth. It's one that they grow down. It's almost like a little chain of tomatoes. They're not the grape tomatoes that are more grape shaped, but they're a round tomato. Because I find the grape tomatoes have a very thick skin, and I don't want that in a tomato. I want to pop it in my mouth and have it like a snack.
I had no idea.
But the little Sweet 100s do just that. There's tons of tomatoes on them. You go through and you'll see, say on each little cluster of them, you'll see 5 or 6 ripe. You just run your hands through, just like picking grapes, actually, and the ripe ones will fall off in your hands. And you just sit there and eat them through the garden.
Really?
You don't need anything for them. But they're so sweet that if you tried to put them into, say, a savory macaroni salad, I almost ruined a macaroni salad bowl because of adding those in. I went and picked them all out of there after I put them in because they were too sweet.
Okay.
The sugar content was real high. Now, I like the Early Girls. That's an old...
Early Girl?
Early Girl is a smaller tomato, but I always thought it had good flavor, and it was, just as its name says, an early tomato.
Do you know what you got me thinking about?
What's that?
Now, this is something I learned here in the South.
Okay.
Tomato sandwich.
Yeah.
Not as a garnish, but as the main thing.
Oh, yeah. Big, thick slice
The
of
main
tomatoes,
thing. Oh,
salt
my
and
gosh.
pepper, mayonnaise on white bread.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
That is a good thing.
Yeah, and it drips down your chin a little bit.
Everything trips on my chin.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
That's a great sandwich. You get a big beefsteak tomato.
How come they don't serve that in any restaurants? Or have you ever seen that in a restaurant? I just want a tomato. They always
tomato
offer
sandwich.
tomato.
Yeah.
Do you don't want any bacon? No,
just a tomato. Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure why they. Yeah, if they do or not.
So it's like you go to Subway, you can't get a grilled cheese.
No.
And you can't get peanut butter and jelly.
No.
Well, come on.
But they're a sub. That's because they're a sub shop.
So why can't you put peanut butter and jelly on a sub?
Too much bread.
So
it needs to be just plain old white, squishy white bread. Yeah.
Toast it. Or just tomato. Imagine if I went to Subway and I said,
"Oh, well, you could. You know what? You could do that because
sandwich.
you can get the veggie, and all you want is tomatoes on it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just with mayonnaise, salt, and pepper.
That's a really good idea.
See, but now even on my tomato sandwich, I like a real thin slice of onion.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of a little.
So
garlic.
the onion becomes the condiment.
Yeah. Onion becomes just real thin, just enough to bring out the flavor.
That does sound good.
But yeah, it's a good thing.
I'm going to ask them across the street.
Yeah.
They know us really well.
Yeah.
Because we're there all the time. Here come those two.
Here come those two.
I don't think they know we work at Rada. They know we work at the mall.
Oh, okay.
Here come those two from the mall.
That's all right. But no, like I said, the early girl is one of the earlier tomatoes that'll grow well here, and you can do that one here in the early spring, and you can do it in fall because it's. I should look it up. I forget how many days that one is. I want to say it's 54 days on how quickly it comes up. Let me see if it's. I should have looked at it when we were on the break, but. Sometimes when you're looking at them, especially if you're looking at doing seed, and maybe you've come from up north and you like a lot of different types of tomatoes, when you're looking at the seed catalogs, realize we have a fairly good length of growing season, but you're starting your seed in about February to plant out in March usually for harvest because we don't get too much going through in July and August. June, July, August, we're replanting back out in the ground for like a November harvest. So you're counting your days from your frost back. And I know here we are aiming towards the summer, and I'm tucking on those. But we're past our frost date by only 2 weeks.
Caroline, is there a fruit or a vegetable? Maybe vegetable should have been first. Yeah. That you introduced into your repertoire of foods you like in the last few years, like kumquat is something I never had until just a few years ago, or that star fruit that you talked about.
Star fruit.
I don't think I've ever had that, but I see it in the store all the time.
Yeah, and they're expensive. because they're
and those ugly roots.
The yucca root.
I don't know, but they're ugly. They just don't look like. Why would anybody eat that? But we've had guests who talk about it as being healthy and delicious, and I say, boy, I really need to expand my horizons.
I'm trying to think of.
In other words, I always go for the tomato and the onion and the lettuce,
a little bell pepper maybe,
and olives. Olives is something that I introduced to my lifestyle when I was probably close to 30. So that was
okay. So that was something. I don't know.
I still don't eat to this date. I don't really eat sweet potatoes.
I'm not a real fan of sweet potatoes myself.
And beets, they hardly ever make it onto my plate.
I'm gonna pass it. I don't care if they're a superfood. I recall my mother saying every time they were fed to us as infants, we across the kitchen. And it didn't get into the beets. So that's one of those scary ones. I don't think I want to try. I don't want to go again.
Yeah. So there's a few things. I'll tell you one that I still don't eat. I don't know that I've ever really tried. Everybody says I have to try real ones. Collard greens. Do you like collard greens?
I do like collard greens.
I
do like greens. I like them when somebody else cooks them, though. I don't seem to cook them right. So, but I'll buy them. Yes, I'll buy them canned. I do like them canned. Same way I like canned spinach too.
But is it like spinach?
Yeah, very much. I mean, a little spicier, little more bitter.
To be honest with you, canned spinach to me is way better than the fresh stuff. The fresh stuff is
Just
like
bland.
it's like I'm eating off of a tree.
It's bland. Yeah.
There's nothing
And then,
to it.
yeah.
There's no flavor at all.
You throw that on in your salad.
For healthy reasons,
it's
not for
healthy
flavor.
reasons, yeah. But
Right? You don't put it on because you like the way it tastes, do you?
sometimes, yeah.
Really? The leaves?
Yeah. But it's funny because I don't put it usually on a sandwich, but I'll put it in a salad.
Yeah,
but
same with me.
and I'll eat it. I mean, they always tell you that, and it's funny because yes, I do like the canned spinach. It's easy.
It's better.
They always tell
It's
you
got
there's
flavor.
like 3 servings to the can, and it's like
That's
there's
crazy.
barely 2.
Yeah, haven't they
It's
ever
like
watched
1
Popeye?
3/4. I
Come
mean, I
on.
can eat that can of spinach. And it's
Popeye
good.
eats a whole can in one sitting. Come on.
So yeah, serving sizes are off on that. But no, I you know what? I'm not sure if anything in the last 5 years.
Do you know how
that I've
Popeye likes
added-
his spinach, by the way? With olive oil.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So that's I can't think of anything I've added to my food.
Nothing new, huh?
Not that I can think of. Now you have me pondering that. Of what am I eating? Now?
Visually-
I will say that everybody. I mean, you knew that. I'm not a banana eater, but now that I've been making smoothies every morning, my banana's in my smoothie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I do it. It's just part of the ingredient.
And that
So
definitely will alter the flavor, right?
I don't put enough in to change the flavor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, like my blueberry smoothie this morning, it tasted like blueberry, not like banana. I don't put enough banana in. It's enough to thicken it up. It's about half a banana, probably. So.
Have you ever
get my
gone to the
nutrition from
salad bar at Ruby Tuesdays?
No, I haven't.
No. So they have one of the choices is like this pea.
Chickpeas?
I don't know. It's got it's hard. It's not real
It's
soft.
kind of a crunchy.
Yeah, it's got like a white cap on it.
It's probably chickpeas.
What is that white cap? Is that put on there, or is that the way it
No,
grows?
It's probably just the way it grows. A little bit of, look up garbanzo beans, or chickpeas. That's
Okay.
what they. Yeah.
I think I know what garbanzo beans are.
Yeah,
Right?
they're chickpeas.
All right, let me see. Chickpeas is one word.
Maybe.
Let me see. Chickpeas. No, that's not it. No, I get them
Okay.
too. They're kind of another thing that has no flavor.
Right. That's what they make.
Hummus.
Yeah, hummus.
I know.
And I like hummus.
You do? See,
I do. I like flavored hummus. You throw some jalapeno in there, or you do the garlic and sun-dried tomato kind of thing.
Peas with white caps. Oh, come on. It gave me some baseball caps.
Peas with white caps.
Peas with white caps. What are those peas? Yeah, they have them at the...
Well, look up. You looked up chickpea. Look up garbanzo. I don't. As far as I know, they're the same thing, but maybe you
I
get a
thought
different
so.
picture.
Yeah, no, these look like peas. The things that they have, they look like this kind of pea. That I'm.
But they have a white in the middle.
They have a white cap on them.
I have no idea.
Oh, I'm telling you something you don't know about.
No.
Let's see. That's with onions. Okay, that's not the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's peas and pearl onions.
Okay, so what am I looking up? Garbanzo.
Garbanzo. You know him.
Garbanzo beans. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. Chickpeas comes up.
Okay.
Same exact thing.
And not showing you a different picture that maybe has a different. I don't know what it.
Yeah. That's not the same. I'm okay with them. They're not that bad. But the ones with the white cap look like they would be good. But to
But you're
me,
afraid they're-
I don't get them anymore.
Oh, you don't care for them? Or they just don't add anything? They don't
taste
spark
like,
you.
I don't know what they are.
They don't spark your interest too much then. Well, which a lot of different things. It's it's what you add to it that brings the flavor out on things. I always say eggplant doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, but when you put it with tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese, it's all good. Or I've even taken it and I hid it in stir fry by peeling it, dicing it, throwing it in there because it will take up any flavor you put with it. It's kind of like a tofu kind of thing that it'll you hide the flavor, hide it in there. And I had to hide it from, I think, my daughter and such, so that it was could be consumed. Because I like eggplant. I like to slice it, soak it a little bit to get rid of some of the bitter if you need to, or you buy just the smaller varieties like the oh shoot, the Ichiban or the Pingtong ones that are skinny, and then they just slice up, and you can just bread them and fry them up, and they're good. Throw them with a little marinara sauce. And
Let's see if they show it on here.
He's trying to. What are you looking up? A salad bar?
I went to the Ruby Tuesdays salad bar. 'Cause that's where you see it.
Okay.
And
see, he's looking for.
Let's see. Where's the one with the peas with the white caps?
You may have to call over there and ask, and just find out.
I could do that. I could call them.
You could call them, but that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what peas with white caps.
Is there anybody out there who knows what I'm talking about?
Anybody been to Ruby Tuesday lately and to the salad bar?
It's really not lately. They've had this forever.
Okay. But
I don't see it in any of these photographs.
Any of those pictures? Huh.
They must have a name, right? Maybe they're not peas. Maybe there's something that looks like peas.
Are they with a white cap? I can't think of anything like that. I mean, I always think of, black-eyed peas or purple pink-eyed peas, those kind of things. But there's not use, as far as I know, on a salad bar.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Lockheed's features eggplant dishes, in case you're...
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Lockheed's has eggplant dishes.
Lockheed's,
Yeah, because it's a Greek...
Across the way there on 27.
Yeah, the Greek restaurant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is good. Oh, that's how you pronounce it? Lockheed's? I guess I've been saying it wrong. So I call it Lackeys.
Lackeys? Oh.
Okay, it's Lockheed's.
L-A-K-I.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool. Thank you.
So no, you don't know what the peas are called, right?
Do you happen to know what the peas are called on Ruby Tuesday's salad bar?
Oh, wait a minute.
Not a clue.
With the white cap on him.
He's still trying to figure it out. He's sitting there scrolling through the menu there.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
all right. Thanks for calling. Yeah, that's one of those little goofy things.
I thought for sure I had something everybody knew but me.
Oh, the sun came out.
Sure did, yeah.
Wonderful.
What's your show?
That's it. Bring out the sun.
Yours
now it can warm up.
You have the most refreshing show ever. I just love this show.
But no, if you're looking to do a vegetable garden or something, you don't need a lot of room. You can do it in containers. I'll take some more pictures of the one I planted. I use they're called Smart Pots. You can order them online. I'm not sure of any place that sells them retail locally. I think on the seed racks, I've seen them on the seed racks at Lowe's, but there's one size, so it's not a big selection. But you can order them online. They're not real expensive. You can get anywhere from little ones that if you have a water garden, you can actually use them in water features where it'll contain the soil or your planting medium for water plants, all the way to little bitty ones. Those look like wasabi peas.
Right there. See that right there?
That looks like a wasabi pea.
That's what it's called, wasabi?
Yeah, it's got wasabi. It's spicy. It's
I don't know.
Oh, you've never tried them? Oh,
no, I have. I thought it was crunchy.
Yeah, they're crunchy, and the white part is spicy. It's wasabi on it.
Oh, so that's not the way it grows.
No, they're dipped in. They're rattled through a wasabi paste.
All right, I think we've narrowed it down.
Okay, I love wasabi peas. No, those
okay. Yeah. That looks like it there.
Okay,
that's what that is. That's just regular peas.
They're just they're dried pea that are tossed with the wasabi,
and they're crunchy.
Yeah, they're crunchy. They make a great snack, but you gotta watch it. If you got a little cut on your lip or something, you'll find it.
I don't think I remember the spiciness of it. I just remember.
Well, if you put it in your salad, you may not have noticed it because the dressing and everything else may have mellowed that out. Because they are good, though. I buy them as a snack.
Well,
I should probably
figured it out. It took a
while.
A third of your show to figure it out.
Right. No, not that bad. But no, I mean, you can do any kind of container. The whiskey barrel, like Larry was talking about, that'll work. If you were going to do something like a kiddie pool, make sure you make good drainage in the bottom of it, because otherwise you will have a kiddie swamp once our rains begin. Little micro irrigation can be used in those. They actually have micro irrigation kits for container gardens or for your vegetable gardens. So you can buy just the kit. You don't have to know anything. You know, it's kind of like, here it is, and here's the instructions on how to set it up. If you need more help, here's the YouTube channel that they have for their products, and do like that. I have one. The Smart Pots brands has like 3 or 4 different big sizes,
right.
And the one I put in, and I'll get some more pictures posted on it. If you look at the pictures, it's the one over there to the right side of the photo, and it's 18 inches or so deep, and it's 13.3 square feet of planting space. So that's almost a square foot garden.
About marijuana.
Okay.
Do you ever get people asking you how to grow that? I know it's an illegal plant.
I used to, not so much anymore.
Okay. But can we grow our own, not marijuana, well, that too, but I mean tobacco? Can we do that? Like, could you make your own cigar right from a seed?
Not very easily.
Oh, really?
I've grown tobacco before, and because when if you buy cigarettes, it's a blend. It'll tell you on the package a blend of tobaccos.
Okay.
So just having one kind is it wasn't very good.
You
and
tried
having
it?
to process
What'd you do?
it,
You dried the leaves out?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was like, bleh.
Well, that's a cool
that's when I was a
experiment.
smoker. Yeah. It's going, ooh, we can do this cheap. It's going, yeah, I'm the only one who smoked it. Going, yeah, that tells you how bad I was hooked on this stuff. But no, I mean, you would have to do a blend. Unlike,
I can't picture you with a cigarette in your mouth.
And it's funny because I was a chain smoker. That's
Really?
probably why. But
how long ago?
I quit in 2002.
How long have I known you? About that long. Yeah, I guess I knew you right after you quit is when I started doing this.
Could be.
Yeah.
So, no, but something like marijuana, and I don't know if they've gotten to the point on those with medical marijuana licenses or not in Florida.
Can you grow your own? Yeah.
In Colorado, you can. California,
but is
I think
it a difficult plant to grow?
No, it's not actually.
So why is it so expensive? Why do people pay so much for it?
Because it's illegal. And now that it's becoming legal, it's still only legal as a controlled substance, so the price there is high, but you have a consistency in the product.
Is there any other plant that fits that description? Like it's an illegal plant that I can't grow because it's against the law. I'll actually go to jail if I'm growing a plant. Is there any other plant that
I'm not sure if the poppy would fit in there as well. But
the poppy?
Poppy.
The one they give out at the Veterans Day?
No. The other poppy that they make heroin out of.
The poppy seeds on my Kaiser roll.
Well, actually, if you ate enough of those, if you sat down and ate a bag, you would test positive for drugs.
Really?
Yes. So yeah.
I just had a ham and cheese sandwich.
It's on a
officer.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah, how many handfuls of poppy seeds did you eat with that? So, because it takes that much for that to show up in your system unless you.
So you can't grow the poppy plant, but you can.
I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, I mean that's.
So what if those poppy seeds showed up on the floor and went into the dirt? Next thing you know, they're growing in your yard.
Those ones wouldn't. Those are toasted that are put on your sandwich, on your buns.
Did you ever hear that bird seed might have marijuana seeds in it?
That was always something it's probably more like hemp seed. Hemp and marijuana, though they're both a hemp plant, are different products. The hemp makes fiber, textile, rope, fabric, all kinds of stuff. If you planted hemp in the place, an acre of hemp in the place of an acre of trees, you would have way more product of to use than the trees would be.
Isn't it amazing?
In a shorter period of time.
Isn't it amazing?
But it was illegal to plant hemp. I'm not sure. I think it's becoming more legal now, and
really?
I believe that had to do with the cotton industry.
It's amazing
years
though
ago.
how we figured out. Cotton can become a shirt. Mm-hmm. Corn is your food, right? Mm-hmm. Tobacco is something you're going to smoke. It's amazing how we figured out what to do with all this stuff.
And corn can also be a fuel, can be an oil, can be, many other different things as well.
All right, one more. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, this is you again real quick. I just wanted to say after our wonderful garden show on the radio, a half an inch of rain, the sun came out, and now I can go outside and dig some weeds up.
You go. You go. That works.
What a great day. Thank you for the program.
You're welcome. You have a great day now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a magic show today.
That's it. We gave you got everything, and I think it's supposed to warm up, which I hope,
Yeah, it does look like
it's I think they said something about the upper 70s today. So yesterday was our icky day, and it always just figures because that was my day off. Never fails.
Don't you sometimes like an icky day, though, Dustin?
Only if I have nothing better to do and that I can curl up and just have a book or a movie binge or something like that and, sleep the day away, but I'm not usually that lucky.
The most refreshing show on radio is your show. Thank you for doing this, Carolyn.
Oh, my pleasure.
And for those who would like to continue doing this after we go off the air, remember there's hundreds of shows literally on YouTube that Caroline has put into there. And also you can go to the Facebook page and engage in dialogue with Caroline and the others who are part of that page. I'm part of that group, as a matter of fact.
Yes, you are.
Don't expect any advice from me. I just like looking at the pictures.
Every so often you post a picture of your tree.
Every once in a while, yeah. Yep. Thank you, Caroline.
All right, thank you, Larry. Everybody have a great day.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News.